What's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here. So this is going to be my video to answer all of the questions that some of you guys have sent me from my Return to Music Q&A in terms of having this segment in the videos side of things than just a live stream. So what I'm going to be doing is to answer all of these questions from the bottom to the top, and I'm looking forward to these questions and I'll do my best. So, the first four questions are from RJCJ Rock. What are your thoughts on the band at the drive-in? I'm not really a fan of the genre on post-hardcore, but I always appreciated the talents that any band in the genre can really have. But I think at the drive-in are a very good sounding band. It's not one of those types of things that I would buy and, really dive into the type of genre. But post-hardcore is one of those genres that I do like the sound of and what the purpose of the music and the lyrics are all about. So, yeah, at the drive-in are a pretty solid band. Do you like any real emo, such as American Football, Sunny Day, Real Estate, and Captain Jazz? To be honest, I have not heard any of those bands, and I don't think you should really classify a part of a genre as real emo, because emo is just emo. And another thing, I am not a fan of emo music at all. I remember that I did like, when I was getting into music, I did like some of the sounds from My Chemical Romance to, Fall Out Boy, etc. But emo music is not at all my cup of tea. It's one of my least favourite genres of music. Thoughts on post-grunge bands like Candlebox, Silverchair, and Bush? I actually do like the post-grunge genre. I mean, one of my very favourite bands as a teenager was Seether. But in terms of the other ones here, I actually haven't listened to a lot of bands involving those three in the post-grunge genre. And the post-grunge genre scene was a bit of a, I would say, a guilty pleasure of mine. But it's like not one of those styles of music now that I would be coming back to. But I still do have a big soft spot for Seether. Not really related, but are you still doing requested album reviews? Yes, I will be doing requested albums, and I apologise immensely that I haven't done any more videos on that segment. But I will promise you guys this, that I am going to be doing various albums that have been requested for the segment that I will be doing for the channel. So thank you very much, RJCJ Rock. Billy Bishop, do you plan on buying the Metallica remastered versions of albums like from Kill 'Em All to the Black Album? Do you like the remastered sounds of these albums? I am not going to be buying the latest remastered versions of Metallica's albums. The coloured vinyl pressings. I don't want to buy stuff like that. I mean, coloured vinyl sometimes to me is, not as a nicer sound like the standard black coloured vinyl. Same with picture discs as well. I have a lot of remastered albums in the collection, but a lot of them are on CD. And to be perfectly honest, sometimes with these newer remasters, the sound quality is what I would be thinking about the most if a latest version, remaster-wise, of an album sounds better or worse than the previous remastered version. So sometimes I do get really picky. Do you like Amon Amarth's new album, The Great Heathen Army? I have done a review on The Great Heathen Army, actually, and no, I don't like it very much. It's one of the biggest disappointments of the year. I was not into it. just as highly as I hoped I would. So if you have not seen my review of the Grey Heathen Army, you can check it out. Do you have the 25th anniversary edition of Deep Purple's Machine Head? I thought you didn't care for the 40th anniversary edition of the same album. Yeah, I think the 40th anniversary edition, CD packaging wise, I guess it's like a replica of the vinyl pressing, but done obviously on CD. I need to buy the 25th anniversary because I think that is a much better edition. What upcoming metal bands would you like to see in concert in the future? I have no idea. I haven't seen a lot of metal bands live. I mean, the last metal band I did see was Silosis, besides Rammstein and Tool. Tool for the first time, by the way. But I would love to see Venom Prison live, to answer your question. And Mastodon, definitely Mastodon, because they are one of my top favourite metal bands of all time. Will AC/DC do a world tour in support of their latest album, Power Up, in your opinion? I don't see why not, but it's just up to the band. You know, I can't really say what they are actually going to do. I bet they will go on tour, but, you know, not all of us really know what AC/DC are going to be doing ever since the release of Power Up. Maybe they'll go on tour, maybe to promote it, or just to play a lot of the hits. What songs do you not like from bands you love? I'm just going to go in and say this, that I don't like Kill Pop from Slipknot. I really don't like a few songs from Iron Maiden, actually. I don't like Weekend Warrior, to Don't Look to the Eyes of a Stranger. Hooks in You, to me, is the worst Iron Maiden song. Bastards by Machine Head. You know, there's so many songs that I don't like from bands that I love. But these ones I've just said, I've just named a few. What is your opinion of the new drummer from Opeth? I'm not going to pronounce the names. To be honest, I have not listened to what he sounds like since he's now in Opeth, because it has been a long while since I've last listened to the band's music. But I'm sure that he will sound like a very good replacement after Martin. Favorite Chuck Schuldiner guitar work? I think there's too many, actually. There's too many songs, because Chuck was one of the best inventive, creative masters of metal riffing. But I think my favorite, in terms of, you know, the guitar work as a whole, if I have to pick one, I think it would have to be Flesh and the Power It Holds. But like I said, there's so many. Have you watched the Death by Metal documentary on the band Death? No, I have not. Will System of a Down ever release a new album, in your opinion? It has been too long since 2005 that they released a new album. I really don't think so. They will never make a new album. Because times have changed, and I really do not think that Darren and Serge and company will ever make another album. And I think those two singles from a few years back will be the very last time that we ever hear a System of a Down set of originals from Protect the Land and Genocidal Humanoids. But yeah, I really don't think that is going to happen. But thank you very much, Billy Bishop. Shizazzle, what are some of your favourite punk albums? My favourite has to be Nevermind the Bollocks, Here's the Sex Pistols. I do love My War from Black Flag, the Ramones' debut album. I'm actually looking forward to the new Off album that will be coming out. Off are a brilliant hardcore punk band with Keith Morris, who was in Black Flag and also Circle Jerks. I haven't listened to a lot of punk, as I should, actually. Are there any mainstream artists that you listen to, like mainstream pop and rap stuff? I do listen to a few. I listen to FKA Twigs, obviously Kendrick Lamar, To Run the Jewels, Danny Brown, and I think that when it comes to mainstream stuff like that, it's to me very questionable if they sound good to my ears. Because there's a lot that I either do not like whatsoever, or just some that I appreciate, but it's just not for me. So I guess it'll have to be just those selections. What are some albums or songs with the best melodies? That's a really good question. I think a lot of it has to do with classic albums. I think some of the best melodies are from Beatles, obviously, to Pink Floyd and Iron Maiden. But for songs, there's too many to choose from. Albums-wise, I think Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys is absolutely one of the top 5. Alongside others, possibly like Revolver by the Beatles. I think that albums-wise for melody, Blue by Joni Mitchell is definitely one of them. Sabotage by Black Sabbath, or even Heaven and Hell. The Stone Roses debut album. You know, there's so much. Favorite prog rock albums, as I've just mentioned, Pink Floyd. My favorite prog rock album ever is Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. King Crimson with Lark's Tongues in Aspic, besides In the Court of the Crimson King and Discipline. Yes, with Close to the Edge. Genesis, Selling England by the Pound. There's a great selection of these prog classics that I'm just going to say a lot of the obvious ones. Do you like the glam/hair bands from the 80s? I am not a fan of the glam 80s hair metal type scene. The term hair metal is just cringe to me. I appreciate the impact. Like, I am a fan of Bowie's glam rock period. You know, like the Ziggy Stardust period. Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel. To I don't mind a bit of T-Rex, but the glam genre is not really one of my faves, like top favorite ones. What is the most influential album/band for you musically? It really depends on the originality that I make. It has to be like if I'm in the right mood. I say one of the influential ones for me has to be the Stone Roses debut album. Others like Ragged Glory by Neil Young and Crazy Horse. The first 2 Oasis albums. Revolver by the Beatles. I've said Revolver a few times, actually. In terms of one more album choice, I will have to possibly think that Then Play On by Fleetwood Mac is another one. What are some albums that you listened to a lot from your teen years? They were Dookie and Insomniac by Green Day, Disclaimer 2 from Seether, Cold Chambers' self-titled album, to a few new albums when these records came out, like Black Sabbath 13 and, you know, some new Lamb of God and just various ones, really. There's just a mouthful to say a lot. I like to make a full list. But that's a really good question as well. Thank you very much, Shizazzle. We got 2 questions from Chucky, a new subscriber since nearly 6 months. What are your thoughts on the Monkees as a band? I do enjoy the Monkees. I thought that they are another one that have a pretty catchy, poppy essence feel about their instrumentation and songwriting. Excuse me. Not one of those bands that I would listen to so much, as that I am a big fan of 60s and 70s music in general, but I don't mind the Monkees. What are your thoughts on the Child's Play / Chucky movies? I have actually not watched all of them. The only movie I did see was just Child's Play. I think, in terms of buying them, I am going to skip over Seed of Chucky and the Child's Play remake. Why do they have to remake it? I have no idea why. But, yeah, Chucky has been a pretty cool character as a horror icon. Besides the controversy that the character did get from Child's Play 3, if anybody knows why, you know why. But thank you very much, some person called Chucky. The last 3 questions are from Zach Hurley. Favorite guitar brand? Gibson, all the way. I love Fenders. I have respect for Ibanez to Jacksons, but I am always the Gibson person. And I am actually still loving the Chapman guitars, but I'm also a fan, by the way, of the Rabea Massage Signature series from Chapman. Gibson is just always the best, in my opinion. Rarest CD in your collection? I don't have the rarest CD at all, because there are some that are mostly promotional ones, a few rare ones that are like hard to get, but rarest, I have no clue at all. So can't really answer that question in longer detail. Do you know what? I think I might as well do a big overview of my CD collection, because I have collected a lot since then. Still can't believe it that my CD collection videos have been boosted up with a lot of views, and that is amazing. So yeah, I would like to do that. The last question, favorite guitar that you own? I purchase guitars for various reasons. There are some Les Pauls that I decided to buy because of the presentation and the sound of whatever pickups that I play with, because most of them are humbuckers. There's one guitar Les Paul that I have that's just P90 pickups, and there are some that are Signature series. But my favorite guitar out of the electrics that I own is the Gary Moore Signature Les Paul. It had the best feel, the best comfortability to play, and even though it's a very light guitar, I think that it's a very smooth one, especially when you feel the fretboard, and restringing it is very easy. I love my other Gibson guitars, and I also do have my Taylor 814 CE electric acoustic guitar, which I love dearly. But in terms of, I think just the electric guitar side that you are really into, it has to be the Gary Moore Les Paul from 2000, and it is one of the rarest guitars that I own. So yeah, and with that being said, guys, that is all the amount of questions that I have from 5 different people. And it's still great that anyone is interested to ask me anything at all in this particular segment for the channel. Thank you very much for doing that. and I will be doing another music Q&A, maybe at another live stream or just another time when I want to do another video to continue this segment video-wise. And I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.